Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to work on the Tidal Pool bracelet, and this bracelet uses the remainder of the beads from Eureka Crystal Beads Midwinter Challenge. So here it is, and it's using all those Nib-Bits and the cup bead, the little teacup beads, and some of the Firepolished beads. I added some beads, of course, and you'll see that in the materials list when it comes up. This is the one we're going to work on today because I didn't have all the colors, any more of the other colors left. So a really pretty bracelet, nice substantial bracelet, very, very easy to make, and it looks complicated, but it's really easy. So I think you'll enjoy that. For those of you who haven't seen the first video where we made the pendant and then we made this necklace slash wrap bracelet, can be used as either one in the first video, so I'll link that one down below if you're interested in taking a look at that. All right, so I'm going to clear this off, get a materials list going, and we'll get started. So please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my videos, and if you ring that bell, you'll get notified every time I upload a video. All right, see you in a minute, and we'll get a materials list going. Okay, let's get a materials list going. So I'm going to give you the materials for this bracelet, and this bracelet is 6 inches of beading and about 1.5 inches of clasp. So it's about a 7.5 inch bracelet, but the beading part is about 6 inches. So what you're going to need are the Nib-Bit beads. I ran out of them, so I used some others from, this is actually from another Eureka Crystal Beads, actual one of the big collections. And these tubes are 8.9 grams. And you get anywhere from, I think, 46 to 50 beads, but it depends. It goes by weight, not by number of beads. So each finish or whatever, depending on the bead, it might weigh a little bit more or less. If you are making this bracelet where it's going to be a 7.5 inch with the clasp, 6 inches of beading, you'll need 6 of these unit components here, and each one takes 8 Nib-Bits. So you're going to need at least 48 of them. So if you are on the fence about size or bigger, you might have to get another tube of them. So you'll have to see about that. Okay, so 11 seed beads, 15 seed beads. I'm using 6 of the 12mm Rivolis, so that's all here. If you want to just do a pendant or a pair of earrings, get 1 or 2 Rivolis. But they're so reasonably priced now with the Krakowski crystal that it doesn't break the bank to get 6 of them. I mean, it really doesn't. It's great. Here are the 3mm fire polish. Here are little teacup beads. I've got some jump rings, and these are 8mm. You want at least an 8mm jump ring because this jump ring is going to be part of the clasp. It's going to go around the end there, and you want to make sure it's big enough to fit. I've got a clasp here. You'll be using this clasp. I just used both of them already, so I just pulled out another one. Some 8-pound Fireline black satin. You can even go 6-pound Fireline on this. Size 10 beading needle. Have a 12 handy as well. Let's see, a little stopper bead wherever. Let's see, we'll just make this our stop bead right there. I think that's everything. Just to give you a heads up, this is the one we're going to work on today. I didn't have all the colors and everything left, so I just picked things from my stash. But it's using the same exact beads, just in a different color. All right, so gather up your materials and we'll get started. And don't forget, I will put everything in the description box below the video, sizes, shapes, colors for both pieces. If you haven't seen the other part, the pendant, and here, this is the pendant chain, but it also makes a wrap bracelet. I'll put a link to this video in the description box under this video. All right. Okay, so I'm going to clear this off and we'll get started. Okay, let's get started. So thread your needle with about 36 inches of thread, put on a stop bead, and leave enough of a tail to sew in. So I'm just going to show you where I'm going with this one, because here's the one you're going to be making from if you're doing the challenge beads. But I just changed the color up a little bit because I didn't have enough of all the beads here left. So this is what I'll be going for today. All right. So you're going to pick up and drop down to your stop bead a Nib-Bit, 2 11-0s, another Nib-Bit, 2 11-0s, a Nib-Bit, 2 11-0s, a Nib-Bit, 2 11-0s. So we have 4 of each on there. I'm going to drop those down. I'm going to sew those into a circle. So I'm just going to sew up through the first bead after my stop bead, and then I'm going to go all the way around. until I've reinforced the entire little unit. So that means you're going to go through it, the bottom hole of the Nib-Bit and the 11-ohs all the way around, go past the stop bead. I'm going to go past by a few beads. So I'm just going to keep going around a little bit until I, just get away from where the tail thread and the stop bead is. And I'm just going to exit one of the bottom hole of one of the Nib-Bits. Okay, this is what I have. So I'm exiting the bottom hole. I'm just going to, of one of them, it doesn't matter which one, I'm just going to go through the top hole. So reversing direction. I'm going to pick up an 11-oh, a Nib-Bit. For some reason, every time I say Nib-Bit, I chuckle. It's just such a funny name. 11-oh, Nib-Bit, 11-oh, through the top hole of the next nib. I'm going to do that all the way around. 11-oh, Nib-Bit, 11-oh, through the top hole of the next one. And so on. So just do that all the way around and then we'll continue. Okay, coming down to the end, I have my last 11-oh Nib-Bit 11-oh. I'm going to sew through the top hole of this one. I'm going to advance through the 11-oh and the bottom hole of this guy. This is what it looks like. I'm just going to keep going a little bit just to get away from, where I'm exiting, because I want to turn, so I'm just turn around. So I'm just going to keep going through the bottom hole of the Nib-Bits I put on and the top hole of the previous round till I kind of feel like my unit is tightening up. So you can even just reinforce the whole thing if you like. And then you want to be exiting the bottom hole of one of your the last Nib-Bits you put on right here. Okay, and this is what I have. So get that done and come back and we'll carry on. Okay, we're back. So I'm exiting. I've so reinforced my whole unit again, and I'm exiting a bottom hole of one of the Nib-Bits. Just going to reverse direction, go through the top hole of that same one. And now I'm going to pick up, just make sure what I'm picking up here, 2 11-ohs of the 3mm fire polish. I just changed my color. And 2 11-ohs. You'll be using the, that dark blue one. Exiting this top of this Nib-Bit. I'm going to just go through the top of the next one. Then all the way around. 2 11-ohs, 3mm fire polish, 2 11-ohs, through the next one. All right, so continue that a couple more times and then we'll go on. Hey, putting on the last group of 11-ohs and the fire polish. Exiting here, I'm going to sew through the top of this one, and I'm going to bring it around and tighten it up a little bit. So again, you can reinforce all the way around if you like. And I want you to be exiting when you're done, when you feel it's nice and, it doesn't have to be, tight to where it's buckling, but, just see how it's starting to curve a little bit. I want you to be exiting the top of one of your Nib-Bit beads. And just a note, these dark blue ones are from the Wild Horse collection. I checked it. I looked back. And so if you have the Wild Horse collection from way back when, and you haven't used those beads yet, you have an entire tube of these. All right, so get this done and come back and we'll move on. Okay, we're back, so let's continue. So now we're exiting one of the Nib-Bits at the top there. I'm going to pick up 4 11-ohs, and I'm exiting here. I'm just going to sew through the next one. So I'm skipping everything in between, and I'm going to sew through the next one. If you need to switch your needle size, you can. And I'm making sure those 4 beads go in front of the fire polish with the two two groups on the other side, so this is where you want them. So you're going to have to pull them forward maybe. 4 11-ohs, the next one. Just pushing it forward with my finger. I'm pulling a snug. 4 11-ohs. For the next one. And then one more time. 4 11-ohs. Through the next one. Like that, giving that a little push forward so that everybody sits into place. Okay, we're back. So I have the 4 bead little sequence here on there, and I'm exiting one of the Nib-Bits. So I just want to sew, just needle right through the next 4 of your 11-ohs that you put on. So now you're exiting one of the groups of 4, and you've got a nice little pocket going there. I'm going to put my stone in, so just pop it in like that. Now you're going to pick up 4 15-ohs, and you're going to sew through skip the Nib-Bit. You're going to surround it with the 15-ohs and just sew through the next 4 11-ohs, and you want to guide those beads in front of the Nib-Bit bead like that. Pick up 4 15-ohs. That again. So I'm just sewing through the next group of 4 11-ohs, guiding it in front of the Nib-Bit like that. 4 15-ohs. Again, just skipping the Nib-Bit, sewing through the 4 11-ohs, guiding that in front of my Nib-Bit bead. One more time. 4 15-ohs. Through the next 4, so that's come full circle now. And make sure they sit very nicely in front of everything. And there you go. So now before we can end off this thread, I want you to sew through all the beads again. So I'm coming out of the 11-ohs. I'm going to sew through, get my needle in there, the 4 15-ohs, the 4 11-ohs. And it's, you know, the angle is tough here, so you might have to just sort of do a couple at a time, but you'll get it. So here, get it through. Come on, you. There we go. So I'm just going to go through 3, then I'll go through number 4, like that. And then the 4 15-ohs, like that. Be easier when it's close to you, and I'm holding it pretty far from where my face is. So just do that all the way around until it feels nice and secure. You can kind of pop them into place nicely. So just do that all the way around, and then come back and we'll continue. Okay, I'm done. I'm reinforcing, and I'm exiting one of the groups of 4 beads here, and the bezel's looking great. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go from here right to the top hole of the next Nib-Bit, and then I'm going to go through these 2, the fire polish, and these 2. Just see if you can just get through the 11-ohs, only the 11-ohs. There we go. So this is where we're going to do our connection. Now you can sew this back thread in. I was just lazy and I didn't sew it in, but we're going to connect like this. So here I have a couple of units here. We're going to connect here and here. So you just want to be exiting here, or if you like, you can just go around your fire polish and 11-ohs and sew in that thread and put on a separate thread to connect to your units. So at this point, you're just going to keep making units, and you're going to make as many as you need, for your bracelet. Now I was just thinking, if you use a Rivolis that isn't foiled on the back, you could reverse this. So that would be interesting too, but I kind of like this side. All right, so get all your units done and come back and we'll connect them. Okay, we're back. So we're going to connect some units. So we have 2 connected here, and I'm going to show you how to connect here. So you're exiting one of the 11-ohs, the group of 2 11-ohs, fire polish 11-ohs. Doesn't matter if you're exiting the bottom or the top. You're just going to make sure you're exiting those, the 11-Os in between, you know, right here. Okay, you're going to pick up a teacup bead, a fire polish, and a teacup, and you're just going to go down through the same beads on this side. So these are the 11-Os, the fire polish, and the 11-Os on the bottom of the fire polish on this one, like that. You want to make sure that it's sitting like that. And I changed the color of this one from this one. I'm just playing with the colors to see what I like best. You'll be using all of the dark blue ones, the blue suede. Okay, so then I'm going to pick up a teacup, fire polish teacup. I'm going to go back up these beads. Like that. Continue on. Just coming around again through these two. Like that. So that just puts on, you know, those units. I'm going to work my way around again. I'm going to go through the teacup bead, fire polish, teacup, and then down these two 11-Os, and I want to exit the fire polish bead. Now if it's getting, you know, tight and hard to turn, go for your size 12 beading needle. I'm just going to try to get through without it. There we go. It's not that the beads are really full with thread, it's just a tight turn, but you can do it. So just give that a nice pull, and you want to be exiting that fire polish bead right there. Okay, we're back. So we're exiting this fire polish bead here. I'm going to pick up an 11-O, a fire polish, and 11-O. I'm going to just sew through this one, just the fire polish, like that. And I'm going to do that again. 11-O, fire polish, 11-O. Just going to come right back through this fire polish bead, like that. And when I pull, I have this, I get this little center unit, like that. And at this point, you can just pop back over to this guy. If you want to reinforce, you can reinforce again, and you know, and then sew this thread in somewhere along the edge. So, you know, you would just, let's say, go through this one, go up here, and then go around, or whatever, you know, whatever it takes to get a nice unit, you know, to where you've reinforced nicely. So here, just change the color here to see if I would like that. But I kind of like it with the dark up here and then the aqua in the middle. But, you know, whatever you love. All right, so get all your units connected, and then come back and we'll put on the clasp. Okay, we're back. So we're going to put on the clasp attachments. We're going to sort of a unit, kind of like this center unit. So I'm exiting this group here, so this 11-O at the top, or you could be exiting here, but the 11-O. So putting on a teacup, a fire polish, a teacup, two 11-Os, a fire polish, two 11-Os, a teacup, a fire polish, and a teacup. So that's what I have. Just going back through all these beads. To attach that on like that. I'm going to work my way around till I get to the fire polish bead on this end. Like that. And then I'm going to add a couple, you know, the 11-O fire polish, 11-O. Exiting here, I'm going to sew through this one. $11-O fire polish, 11-O, back down through this guy. So that sort of puts that little unit on, and then you can reinforce this a little bit. until it's nice and secure. And then you'll have that little end on, and all we're going to do is put a couple of very big jump rings here like this, and the clasp on either end, and I'll try to get you through that in the next clip. Okay, I'm going to try to talk you through getting the clasp on. Very easy. You're going to use some big jump rings here, so 8mm at least, and you're just going to open it up and put it around. So you're taking one at the moment and putting it around that fire polish bead at the end, and you're going to put your clasp on, and then you're going to close it up. So just get that closed. I'll do a better job later. So just like that, and then all you're going to do is add on another jump ring, and I'll just let you do that. So you're just going to take it and, you know, you're going to put it through here so it surrounds that. It's going to go right next to the other one, so you just want it to surround that fire polish bead, and you're going to make sure you go through the ring on the clasp. It's a little picky, sticky, but I like the way it looks. So you can do anything you like here, but you're going to just go through the loop, and you'll tighten that one up as well. And then you're going to do the exact same thing for the other side with your toggle bar. So here's my toggle bar. See, I put the 2 rings on, and then I put another one in the opposite direction. You see that? Like that. You can put a couple on, you know, just so that your toggle bar goes through your through the ring easily. So this is how this end looks. All right, so there you go. So get that done, and then come on back and we'll finish up. Okay, we're back and we're done. So just to, you know, be clear about the toggle on bar side, you're just putting the 2 rings around that fire polish, then you're adding another big ring, and then you're adding the toggle. So very easy, really on both ends. So here's our mini, here's our regular bracelet. For those of you who haven't seen the pendant, here is the pendant, and here is the necklace slash wrap bracelet. So I've rolled it around. It makes such a cute wrap bracelet, or you can just put it through the pen and make a beautiful necklace for your pendant. All right, so here you go. Here are all the challenge pieces that I came up with. I hope you had fun watching this video. Hope you make these. I can't wait to see those of you who bought all the pieces and worked along with me, you know, how yours come out. So don't forget to post them on Facebook, and take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.